This right here is a print-on-demand t-shirt. I've sold hundreds of thousands of these, and I know many of you want to do exactly the same and make a lot of money doing so, but whatever you try, it just isn't working. And that's why in this video I'm going to share the top 5 reasons and mistakes that I've identified throughout 4 years of teaching this business model as to why your designs are not flying off of the virtual shelves. Reason number 1 why your sales are probably tanking is that you're pumping out AI slop. This is an extremely common reason, especially over the past 2 years. I think people have become too reliant on AI, and I see it again and again that people upload designs that are clearly fully based on an AI coming up with the idea, and it may appear somewhat suitable for the niche, but in reality it's not going to resonate with the customer. AI is very good at coming up with 3 out of 10 or 4 out of 10 ideas for phrases or designs, but if you're competing with a lot of other people who have 8 out of 10, 9 out of 10, 10 out of 10 ideas and designs, you're just going to lose. That's the reality. You cannot fully rely on AI to do everything for you, and just asking it for some funny phrases or puns for a niche and then just rolling with whatever it gives you is not going to work in a lot of cases. And it is tough, especially if your first language isn't English and you're trying to sell in the American market. It is tough to know what's a good phrase, what's a bad phrase, what's just like mediocre. But get a second opinion. Like, however you do it, DM someone in a free community for feedback if you have to. Join a paid community where you can get feedback from experts. You need to get some feedback on your designs. If you're struggling to sell them, there's probably a reason to it. And oftentimes the reason that I see is that the phrases just aren't really there. You don't have to reinvent the wheel either, and that's the good news. You can use proven phrases and proven concepts and then feed those into AI and try and have them rewritten or applied to a new niche. Many times it's just providing AI with existing data and kind of feeding it a lot more guidance and then letting it come up with ideas rather than just letting it go blind and kind of, come up with all this random weird stuff, the AI slop. So this is definitely a massive reason. If you're relying on AI too much, you might have to rethink your strategy, focus more on research and figuring out what is actually resonating with the customers, which can also be found out on social media very well, by the way. You can find a lot of memes, funny phrases and jokes on a variety of social media sites, whether it's something like TikTok, Pinterest, Instagram. There is often a lot of gold on those that can be repurposed as t-shirts or kind of converted into t-shirt designs, because often memes don't work on a t-shirt one-to-one. You would have to change the style and the look of them. But yeah, hope that helps. That's the first tip. It's definitely a big reason right now, and that is AI slop. Reason number 2 is copying bestsellers. This is an age-old strategy that probably everyone has tried at least once, maybe twice, but eventually a lot of people figure out that it doesn't work, and I hope that you're not still in the same boat. If you're literally just looking at the best-selling listings on Amazon and then making your own copy of it, that's not going to lead to many sales. You might pick up a sale here and there by someone who's just looking for the cheapest deal and doesn't care that your design doesn't have any reviews and doesn't look as good as the bestseller. But in most cases, in 99% of cases, those bestsellers already have thousands, if not 10,000s of similar, if not equal listings competing with them, because copycats are everywhere. So don't shoot yourself in the foot by copying designs that have been copied by thousands in the past. Yes, you can use proven styles, proven phrases, and then amend them to your niche or redesign them in a new trendy style. But if you're literally just copying bestsellers, you're not going to get anywhere. At least you're not probably going to reach your goals as fast as you're hoping to. And you're also risking that your business is going to get terminated before you even get started properly, because people can report you for copyright infringement, and there is people that do that actively. And if your designs are always really close to what other people are selling, that's going to happen eventually. So don't get your accounts banned, and don't use this really silly strategy of just copying bestsellers. It doesn't work. You have to be a bit more creative than that. Doesn't mean that you have to come up with designs from scratch. Like I said in my previous point, you can look on social media, you can feed AI with references and guidance and get better results that way, but just going one-to-one with what everyone else is doing is probably not going to work. Reason number 3, and this is a big one that I see all the time, especially with beginners, and that's you're buying too many tools. A lot of tools are not going to equal to a lot of sales, and especially if you're just a few weeks or even a few months into this print-on-demand journey, you can get by with even just free tools if you wanted to, but maximum I would say 2 pieces of software that are paid. Don't have any more subscriptions than that. You can get 1 design tool and 1 research tool, or maybe do free research and have 2 design softwares. That's it. That's all you need. I think it's way more important, especially at the beginning of your PhD journey, to master the basics of how to do research, how to come up with a unique idea, how to create a design and follow design principles for t-shirts to make your design attractive, readable, and stand out in search results. You need to learn how to write keywords and listings properly, how to create your mock-ups, all this sort of stuff. All these sort of things matter way more than trying to master 10 different pieces of software that you're draining your bank account with whilst you don't even have cash flow from the business yet. And that kind of negative stream of income is also going to make you turn around and kind of quit print-on-demand way sooner than you would have otherwise. It's very difficult to learn all these tools if you're still learning the basics of POD, and you're just going to delay yourself making sales with POD, even if it seems like having more softwares would help. So that's a big caution right there. Don't subscribe to all these tools. There is a lot of them that can get great results, but you don't need to have all of them. For example, Kittle can do almost everything you need to do in order to sell t-shirts. You don't have to have Canva, Affinity, Adobe Illustrator, and My Designs at the same time as well. Maybe if you're into this, if you've done it for half a year, multiple years, you've got thousands of dollars coming in each month, it's more convenient in that case to buy another 2 subscriptions and have the variety, speed things up, but you already know how to use the other 2 tools, right? You already mastered them, so then you've got room to grow and learn something new. If you're trying to learn everything at once and you're a beginner at POD, it's not going to work. So stop buying all the tools you see on YouTube. It's not going to help you get there faster. And by the way, to help you out with this, I've got a playlist on my channel with hundreds of videos in there that show you free tools to create designs, to save you time whilst you're uploading, writing listings, doing research. There is so much out there. You're probably just not aware of it. So check out that playlist, and I'm sure you're going to find a lot of things that will help you out on your journey without breaking the bank. Reason number 4 why you're not getting any sales is that you're using keywords that nobody is looking for. This happens especially if you're coming up with a new idea, you've got a unique phrase, or you've done some unique kind of cross-niching, and now you've got this phrase and you put it into the title or the bullets, the keywords, whatever it is, but you're not getting any sales. It's probably because people aren't searching for that phrase. It's new, it's original, and unless it's already kind of been a pre-existing print-on-demand trend or popular phrase, there's not going to be anyone searching for it. If you don't get anyone finding a listing, you can't get any sales. So focus on keywords that are actually related to your primary target audience and obviously to the niche. So if you're in the gardening niche, you want to type in closely related keywords like plants or gardener, just the word garden. Look at other sellers in the same niche that are actually doing well, that have a low BSR or an Etsy, have a bestseller badge, a lot of favorites. What do they have in their listings? They are getting found, so they must be doing something right. Check what their keywords are and then compare it side by side with your listing. Try and find the differences. And it doesn't mean you should copy the best-selling listing exactly, but you can take a look at all of them and look for similarities and patterns and see if you can mix and match some of the keywords into your listing as well and swap out the irrelevant ones that probably no one is searching for. Also try the autocomplete on these marketplaces. You don't need to get a paid tool to find keywords. You can just go to the Amazon search mask, type in the start of a phrase or the start of your niche, at shirt at the end, and you will see a lot of suggestions of what people are actually typing in. Sometimes this way you can find some long tail keywords or phrases or memes or whatever that people are looking for actively and that don't have a lot of competition. And then if you have those phrases in your title, that's going to make it easier for you to get sales as well. So whilst I don't think that keywords are the most important aspect of print-on-demand and the whole listing data, I definitely think design and research are more important. They are something that you shouldn't neglect, and you should do some research. I also have a keyword guide on my channel. It's a few years old now, but I still use pretty much most of those practices still. I've just kind of adapted a more minimalistic approach to listings now to speed things up and also to avoid rejections. So definitely don't use keywords that nobody's looking for. That's not going to help you get sales whatsoever. And reason number 5, this one is short and sweet. It's you're watching too many YouTube videos. I think there is so many people out there who are maybe a bit perfectionists. They want to kind of know everything before they get started, or they want to perfect their designs, want to learn everything to make sure that everyone's going to buy their shirts. And the effect of that is that they just end up watching, consuming tutorials, content, educational, and I know you have good intentions, and it is good that you're watching educational content instead of just another Netflix show, but you need to take action as well. Try and find a balance where you're taking more action than you're watching content. And if you've been in that boat where you're like 90 content and 10% action, you need to shift that very, very much, right? Just take a break from YouTube, stop watching all these tutorials. There's always going to be some new thing to learn, but sometimes it's going to be way more effective for you to actually practice, fail yourself, and learn from the mistakes that you make. And then you can always come back to YouTube in a few weeks and you will catch up on what's been happening. So watching too much YouTube and not taking action is a massive reason why a lot of people are struggling to get sales or even struggling to get started. So switch off the phone, deinstall the app if you have to, set yourself a limit, a daily limit of like 1 hour of YouTube. I do that sometimes if I want to focus on work. You can find out how much you've been watching each day on the apps. So set limits, stop watching as much YouTube, take action, and you'll see results roll in due time. I hope you enjoyed this video and these tips help you grow your print-on-demand sales to hundreds of thousands of units and beyond. And if you want to learn about the 3 things that print-on-demand YouTubers are secretly hiding from you, then check out this video right here. I'm pretty sure you've never heard some of these things said on YouTube.